All right, so I'm gonna do a quick update of what I've been doing this past week or so, or the last time I uploaded the video, right? So getting back into Google Dropshipping was like a bit weird too, because I always had issues with my merchant center and this and that, but right, I'll get into it. Okay, I'll do a quick update. So, first on the merchant center and store side, um, as you can see here, right in the Google Merchant Center, I submitted the initial review for my store with 30 products, right? Mind you, all these products were basically custom everything, custom images, custom SKUs, custom like the image file name, um, alt text, etc. Right? So as you can see here for the shopping ads, we were under review for it was like the past 2 days, something like this, and then you know it all got approved. So which seems good. I've never seen that before, as normally whenever this happens, I noticed I would get a miss representation. All right, and then if you go here to look at all the marketing methods, like the free listing plus the shopping. So right, you see the free listings got approved, which most of the time they always get approved quickly. And then as you can see, we started getting limited. That was when they were doing their internal review again, I'm pretty sure. And then boom, back to green. So seems fine. What I really think why like this happened, or why it worked, because now I'm more of approaching it in a way. What would a brand do? Like a brand that doesn't misinterpret itself, a brand that doesn't not transparent, right? So I try to make it look very clean, using AI, obviously, because I'm not trying to do it myself. Okay. um See, it's like the product images, it's all studio images first to make it consistent, right? The white background with the little, you know, shadow for contrast, okay? And then the product page is all clean, no compare prices just yet, just simple, simple. And then got different lifestyle shots, close up shots, the diagram. I'll get more into that later. But yeah, that's just the merchant center and store side of it. So I think that's working really well. And the main thing I really want to talk about is AI, because yeah, when I first started doing this, and like the method they taught, like I was doing the product listing myself, like it was like last year, manually, right? Like copy pasting from ChatGPT, brain dead stuff, right? And then you would hire the VA, where the VA would then do the brain dead stuff for you. But VA cost money, like what, 3 to 5 USD an hour, right? And then they're limited to like how many products they can do per hour properly. And then you'll still need to give them access to like some chatbots, all this type of stuff, so then they can input the prompts, the product data, and change it. But even then, it was slow, right? So then what started to happen was the community that I'm learning from started to implement AI software for, you know, the community members, right? So SaaS. And people would sign up, people would be able to input the Shopify URL, AliExpress URL, and when it gets pushed to the store, the AI model already, changes the title, description. Uh, some do SKUs, some doesn't. Like, I'm not too sure. Uh, you know, Basically all the product data, so it's different, right? Except for the images. Like, obviously the images don't get changed, like the image itself, but the file name for the images does get changed. So I thought to myself, first of all, to do the images, okay, like, how do I utilize AI to fast track it, right? Because I was paying before, like, you would, let's say you go to Botica, right? You pay Botica for credits, you pay monthly, or some other AI software, um, to get the same outputs, but for more expensive. So why would you not go to the source and just get the direct API from the actual providers? Because you get the same outputs, but without their margin on top of it, and it's so simple to do, right? So that's what I'm. That's what I did, and it literally only takes like 1 or 2 days, and then you have it forever. And then when you scale, you can have your own internal software where it's configurable to your liking, right? So this is the first thing I did, which is called like Batch Studio. It's just running off internal use, like off your computer, where you go to Google AI Studio, and then literally, Gemini 3 builds all of this out for you. You just need to prompt it a bit, all this type of stuff, but even then, it's not really that hard, to be honest, right? So you input the image from your competitor that you get, right? And then, well, since I'm doing home decor, like, I choose, okay, I want to use the new Pro model because it gives the best generation and understands the best of, like, dimension wise, lighting wise, texture wise, all this type of stuff. That's why we're able to get this super photorealistic custom image for, like, not as much as how much you would pay if you were to use other model providers like Botica, Midjourney, or all this type of stuff, right? And then, as you can see, like, that's what I was doing. Like, I literally just import everything. I select, boom, 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 boom. I let it do its work, and then, maybe it costs like 50 cents USD, but it's worth it to get these type of outputs. And then you just export it as JPEG. So then, the file size isn't as big, since most of the time it'll be like the customers will see it on their phone, right? So the file size isn't as big, doesn't slow down your site. Like, I would recommend to do at least 2K resolution. That's good. You don't need 4K. It's just gonna, like, ruin it, right? Like, this is, as you, just look at this. Just look at this. I made a video previously on Nano Banana 3. I mean, Nano Banana Pro. This is Nano Banana Pro. It's like, it's just crazy. Like, this is why, coming back into ecom is like, when I ventured into AI, how can I bring what I learned from AI into ecom and, like, fast track and make it more efficient, right? So this is it. You just cook a bit, and then boom, you got it. Then the next type of internal software that I saw, okay, I don't want to pay monthly for this, and okay, I don't want to pay their margin on top of their credits for this, because I understand from when, I drifted into AI, that for text generation, it's pennies on a dollar. It's like, it's so cheap. It's I felt scammed. Or not scammed, but like I felt grifted, right? So basically what a lot of these importing softwares do for now, I just get my competitors' products since they're using Shopify too. So for now, I just use Shopify. So a lot of Shopify stores actually, what happens is they have like they exposed JSON, right? So if you put like a .js or something like this at the end of their store or URL, then you'll see the raw JSON, right, for the page. So what you can do is, you have a script, and then that script, it like transforms that raw JSON and gets like what it needs, and then inputs it into a schema, which then, you use all these scripts and algorithms. The AI can do it for you, right? And then you pair it with the API from Shopify, and you just get your scopes that you need, right? And boom, you just push it through, and then it's already in Shopify for free. But that's only if you're copy and pasting. But if you are using AI, okay, if you are using AI, that's a whole different story, because AI actually costs money. But I'll show you like what I duplicated basically. So the homepage, obviously. Wait, actually, maybe I might make it big. Sorry. Hold up. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. So this is the dashboard. It's internal use, so for now it just runs on the computer, which is enough, to be honest, for what I use it for. As you can see, like, just simple. I just see the amount of products imported. All right, the credits used, which for me the credits are literally just like, so I kind of know how much I used, like how much I spent, but I can check that within my API provider anyways, which is OpenAI. And then for now, I just have the new products. So once I click on this, it takes me to this section where I can input the URL of the competitor website, right? I can do multiple, obviously. And then you find the product. What it does, as I said, it pulls, first it transforms it into the raw JSON, and then it pulls all the data, and then it just shows it visually here. So, and then you click on next step, which takes us to configuring like the type of battery we want, right? So when we do this, obviously we choose the provider. Do we want the cheapest model, the better model, like 4.1, for 0, whatever, right? Just doesn't really matter what you want. Your target store. Obviously, I did this so then you guys don't go to my store. Your default tags, templates, tags, and just basically everything. You toggle everything, right? And then here, like you saw here, right, the templates. You have your template builder where you save this one, and then this is what the AI will use to build your titles and descriptions. As you can see, you put the headline, all this type of good stuff, and obviously you can test it, right? What else? Settings. Like, maybe there's some boring stuff, but it's very, like, you know, it's crucial, right? Because you don't want to be depending on other people's like softwares when like AI commoditizes building like in quick internal software for like small businesses and like just doing it yourself. Okay, as you can see, some simple stuff: the LLM settings, adding Shopify stores, and then obviously I added this so I hide my credentials. So right, add provider keys, etc. Okay. What else? Okay. Okay. So after we run this one, it makes a new batch, right? As you can see, like these are testing batches I did. It makes a new batch, and then the new batch it will go to, as you can see, like this. Hold up. This image is not that good. It's not. The image should be shit. Right. Doesn't really load that well. No. Oh, it's okay. But the image is pretty bad. I don't know why. But as you can see, like you have, you know, all the importing stuff here, right? And then your information, and then all the products you imported. And then if you click on visit supplier, like it'll say visit supplier, it goes to the original URL that it used to generate. So it'll go to your competitor URL. So then you always know, okay, where did I import this product from? And then if you click on like visit store from here, open in Shopify, it goes directly to the back end of Shopify in your admin of the product. Okay, pretty good stuff. And then here, I'll show you what it looks like in the back. Right, gets the colors. For now, I don't know why, but it's a bit hard to get it to push the variant images. But since I edit my own like images anyways, it doesn't really matter too much to me. And then it makes the custom SKUs, as you can see. The inventory, obviously everything in the search engine listing, it takes from the newly generated title, description. Obviously you can have the type, the collection you choose it to go to, customize tags from the AI. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's all you need, to be honest. And some of the stuff I'll probably add later down the line when I scale is like data, right? Where it pulls search data, trends, market insights, all this type of stuff. So then I can make more data driven decisions, right? And even maybe the AI will be able to understand the product types, the product keywords, and give me suggestions, right? So that's what I'll also do, but not yet, when the time comes. And for this section, that's all I wanted to talk about. And then the next thing I will do moving forward is obviously launching the ads and maintaining compliance. So my thinking is, from what I learned, is obviously first we create product only PMax shopping campaign with no assets, right? It's only for the shopping campaign. And that's it. Only shopping for maximize for conversions, right? For purchases, obviously, because we want to make money. Okay. So why we do this is we want Google's AI to test multiple SKUs and, give it a lot of data, basically. like let it learn which product types will do well, which one's in demand, like the type of titles, the pricing, if it's gonna push, you know, low AOV, high AOV, this type of stuff, right? I'll probably only launch it just to collect data and also ensure that I'm confident that the GMC will stay up. I only do the initial budget for like 15 AUD a day, right? For a week. And then if I'm confident, okay, I'm adding products every single day and the GMC is good after a week, then I bump it up to like the normal budget to actually give it more data way faster, which is around 30 to 40 Australian dollars a day. And then after that, we scale as we see the data, as we see what's working, and all this good stuff. But one step at a time. I just reckon I built a good foundation. So now I don't need to use any of these other providers, other that's from the community or, other AI apps, since, I have my own. And yeah, that's about it. I'll probably do another update once some, major change comes, or some little things like the first sale of the new store, or if something else happened. But other than that, ciao ciao.